For this situation, we're just gonna take one pack. I'll take the book there so we can reference it later. And I'll give that to the follower.
Yeah, I'll take it.
We can exchange it at the belays, and that'll be more comfortable for the leader. If we wanted, we could take 2 packs, but you know, for not too long of a climb, it's nice to just have the 1 pack and trade it off. So here are my comfortable, technical, but full day comfort climbing shoes. These are my favorite. They fit my foot really well. That's the key part with a comfortable shoe you're gonna spend all day in, because you don't want sore toes on the middle of a 10-pitch climb. So these I like a lot. Various ways to rack. For me, I'll show you first my preference. One way to rack for a multi-pitch climb is to put your quick draws or your alpine draws on your front loop of the harness. That way they're ready to go, they're easy to access. But you can see there's no room for my cams in this situation. It's lighter on my harness, but so in this setup, I'm gonna climb with my rack slung over my shoulder. It can take some getting used to. It's not always the most comfortable. And however, it's really good for climbs where you're gonna be going between, let's say, a corner system, an off-width, a chimney, where you're gonna need to take this rack and you might need to swing it out of the way or maybe to the other side. So very useful. It's worth spending some time getting used to climbing with this sling. Again, you will see this rack is adjustable. That is a key component for climbers with smaller frames, because then it's not hanging around your knees. Another way to rack for a climb is to actually put your gear on the harness itself. If I decide to climb with all of my gear on my harness, because I don't really want to deal with this jangling around, what I'm going to do is move all of these alpine draws to the back loop. Then that makes room on the front here to clip. What I'm going to clip here is just a single set on either side. That way, when I'm placing gear, I can find the same piece on either side. So I'll start with that.
You tend to go smallest to biggest, largest in the back.
I do. Yeah. A lot of it's personal preference. You'll notice I can take, let's see, I can get most of my gear onto this one loop. And that's not too bad. That's not too cumbersome. If I had a number 4, this is a number 3, but I might clip that out of the way. If I'm only taking one giant piece, I might clip it way behind. But this situation, pretty comfortable, it all fits, and I can still move efficiently up the rock. If I know I'm moving into a crux section on this next pitch or on my first pitch, I would also organize my gear accordingly. So if I know that off the anchor or off the ground, I'm gonna have some thin finger crux moves, I might have those pieces up front. Or if it's gonna be a wide section, I'm gonna pull those bigger pieces and put them up front so they're easy to find. Now I'm ready to lead. I'm ready, except for my shoes. I'm ready to go off the ground. So let's look at our follower. I'm gonna give her this sling. She can clean onto that. It's adjustable, and that way it fits her better for a smaller frame, rather than just taking one of these. If your follower doesn't like wearing a sling, you don't have to. So what do you say? Should we leave it behind for this climb?
I think I'd prefer just to clean onto my harness, if that's okay with you.
I think that's
Especially
fine.
I've got the bullet pack. It's just a lot going on.
Totally. So that way you're less bulky when you're climbing. You can have more fun.
Yeah.
And we're doing only about 3 pitches today. You know, it's a few hundred feet. We're not going on El Cap with like a rack of triples. We don't have a ton of gear, so that's totally fine. It's more comfortable, it makes it more fun. And she has to carry.
And I got plenty of room.
Yep, and she's got all this to carry anyway. And in here, As you guys might remember, we talked about, we have the wind shirt, we have water, we have sunscreen, we have a lighter, a headlamp, duct tape,
Yep.
a couple light layers,
Snacks. Did you say
a couple
snacks?
snacks, yep, snacks are key. Well, I think we're mostly ready. Last thing we have, just these cordelettes. I'll give you one because we'll be swinging leads, so you'll need that one for the second pitch. And I will clip that one out of the way, ready to go.
Awesome.
Cool.